AI in product management. So basically in this, we have covered 5 modules. That is in 90 minutes. I have 3 live demos to show you guys, and I have 3 activities for you. So where we can proceed ahead and can do something better. Now, before getting started, I'd like to say you that generative AI and product management both are a field which is a month to practice. It took me 3 months to get into the complete thing in a complete mindset. So I can give you what it is. I can give you the flavors. I can give you the masala, but I cannot spoon feed you the whole thing in 1.5 hours specifically. So we can get connected. You can connect me with over emails, or you can also connect with me over LinkedIn. I'll try to reply whenever I'm free. But I would like to take this session forward with the mindset that you actually learn something, and after this session you reflect on that. That is the most important thing that I want to start with today's slide. So we are good to go, and I want to just proceed with module 1. So these are the 5 modules, and we have a bonus part for it. That the first module describes the world before and after generative AI. What are the changes? What are the things required to know? Then we move into the PM fundamentals. Okay, PM means the product management, not prime minister. As he runs the country, we run the organizations. So next, how generative AI reshapes product work. Next, we get to the career paths and real talk. Along with that, we get frameworks which you can use tomorrow for your interview. For the final year, it's a like spoonful only. You could get back to the campus, you know the frameworks, you face the interviews, and you crack it. And for the first year, second years, and third years, you guys gotta get a move ahead. Next, we get the SQL. Here at SQL, I won't tell you to learn everything like you are doing in DBMS or so much things. No, so much SQL is not required for a product manager. How much is required, I will tell you. That's enough to master product manager. That's it. So starting with module 1, the world before and after generative AI. Here, the 10-year product management in 10 prompts. Now, what does this line mean? First of all, a product manager used to write a PRD. Now, what is a PRD? PRD is something which I will talk later. But for now instance, you believe that is a documentation. Okay. So PRD is basically a product requirement documentation. Now you need to make it for each and everything. Let's say you are a college student. You are making a minor project. You are making a major project. You sit with the team. You make a PRD. What it should be there inside it. What we need to reflect on. What the features need to be in it. That is a PRD. Before, for a product manager, it took days. The user research took weeks, and competitive analysis took more than 1 or 2 weeks, which costed a burn, which costed many different problems with the engineering team, with the design team, with the finance team, etc., etc. So a product manager doesn't actually have a domain of work. You cannot say that this is my domain. I will not contribute into talking to engineers, or I hate the finance team. I don't want to talk to them. You cannot be like that. A product manager is next to a CEO who have a business mindset, a tech understanding, and also a good acumen of it. So when you sit with a PRD, when you sit with user research, when you sit with competitive analysis, you get to understand how fast the things changes, how actually things work, rather than using an app. Now, for example, if I move into that, like 3 years ago, writing a PRD took a senior product manager 3 days at least. But today, I will show you how one to get written it. Like you get an example on stage right now, write a PRD for a hostel food delivery app. I think we have some food delivery app on our kit basis also. I'm just forgetting the name. It's something I was just watching on the reels. Just could anyone tell me what is the food delivery app which is being circulated in kit right now? Khawgali, correct. So about Khawgali, Khawgali is an app which is a hostel food delivery app you all guys know about. Now, the shift is that how to write a PRD. I'll just show you one simple step before moving forward, because I think you need to know about this. Migrate to ChatGPT or any other AI model. I will be using ChatGPT because that is convenient to each and every one of us. So what I'm gonna write here, let's take the example which I showed you in the PPT. It's like write a PRD for a hostel food delivery app. It's a simple line. Okay, I'll just type it here. Write a PRD delivery app. You hit enter with no other comments, and you see you get something. Now, what is it? You get a product name, you get a version, you get an author, you get a date. The most important things, you get a product overview. Now, I'm not reading this all, but I'm just making you a product mindset based person to see how to write a PRD, how to think of it. You get an overview of it, you get the problem statement, the main things which the product managers are hired for and paid in lakhs and crores just to solve a product statement and problem statement. Sorry. Then you have the product vision. What is the vision of you? Why you are solving this? Why you're into this? For that, here we got the platform students by providing affordable food. Our main for Khawgali, what is the main importance of it? Providing affordable food, providing convenience, providing food orders at late nights. So these are the product visions. We got the goals, the business needs, the user goals. Then what is our target user? Which category are we targeting? We use competitive data analysis here. That at which time first years are ordering, second years are ordering, third years are ordering, fourth years are ordering. We get to see that second and third years are the most to order because fourth years are neither in the campus or they are busy in something else. First years are not allowed to take the orders after a certain bit of time, but second and third years have that margin. So we target those people and we move forward. So that is a shift. User personas are test cases. For example, which I said, for here it's age, for there we will take year. Like it's persona one, let's say Shreyans, and I'm taking that he is a hostel resident at second year. So the pain points of it, the goals of it, like this, the user PRDs goes on, the key features and many more. So you can just try on your end after the session and just tell me what have you actually discovered based on anything. You can just challenge any company, anything. So that's a PRD, and that's what we are talking about. Moving ahead, what a PM actually does, the product manager actually does. It's not just sitting in a meeting and writing notes of it, or it's just, hey, manager, or hey, developer, Mr. Charles, this is not what you need to do. This is not the things they are talking about. Not the PMs are making PowerPoints, like, बैठ के सिर्फ PowerPoint presentation बना रहे हैं. No. And you don't need an MBA to be a product manager. Neither I have not started my MBA too, but I can still become a product manager and I have certifications along with it. So you never need to get a business degree or a business tag with it. An engineering tag is more than enough to do anything, anywhere in the country. So what is the reality of it, of a product manager? The own, the why, what, and whom. Like what you are solving, why you are solving, and from whom you are solving. That's the major importance. The below the 3 points are important, but the first point is what the actually this session defines of why, what, and whom. If you can define these three, you can go in any domain and dominate that easily. Next, the influence without authority. Like they earn the trust. The CEO trusts you. Okay, come on, sit here. This is the features I've been planning on. What do you think about it? You need to think. You need to use your user research. You need to use your cognitive ability to answer them. Next, we come to business making. Like how the real job is. The engineering background is a superpower. In 2025, from 2025 to 2040, we have the targeted area of product management, and you already have an engineering background. You know how to read a code. I'm not telling you to write a code. You don't need to be on a hardest level to solve something. You know how to read a code. You know Java. You know the syntax. Okay, this works like that. You understand. Okay, this is a constructor. This is a scanner class. This is this. This is that. That's it. That's completely it. Let the AI handle rest of the things for you. And what the thing you need to do, I'll tell you in the further modules of it. So moving forward, generative AI is a co-pilot. Now, this is not Microsoft Copilot. Generative AI is a co-pilot means you are the pilot. You got the steering in your hand, fly harder, fly high. But if you choose to crash, that's your wish. So not getting into the AI, not understanding AI, and sticking to manual things is where people are losing their jobs. So again, I would say no job will be affected until unless you are not using AI, you are not finding ways how you can be more productive. But definitely the junior position roles will be not survive. They will not survive. That's a bit of trust and that's a bit of thing we have been working on. But there are many more scopes as well. So for the metrics, we have 70% high rise in the salary of an AI fluent product manager, 100x better input, and Google APM. Like APM means like associate product manager. When you join as a junior product manager, previously there was JPM. Now it's converted to APM. When you join as APM, before 2025, if you read the JD means the job description of any job you're applying to. Okay, so now I would like to say that whenever you're applying to any job description, any job or interview, do save the job description at your laptop, because if you're getting selected, you don't know what was the JD about it. You will just Google it all around. This is this, and you just won't get. You'll just find lost. So save the JD always, and whenever you are applying to Google APM, now it requires AI fluency. that what I said in the starting of the session as well, that if you're not AI literate, you are considered illiterate. And that's it. That's a statement to make and learn of it. Now, how can I give an example of it? Leave the driver GPS example. That's a complicated example. That's a very simple example. Let's talk into engineering terms. Okay. Think 73% of you are using GitHub. Are you using GitHub? Anyone? You may react or give something if you're using GitHub. Using? Right. So what happens is that the GitHub, there is a co-pilot. The co-pilot doesn't or did not replace the senior developers. It removed the 40% of coding time spent on boilerplate. Now what happens in that? What is the like क्या फायदा हमें यूज करने का? Senior developers now spend 100% of their time on architecture, hard bugs, and system design. So the work that actually matters, not the code, not the quality of it, because you are getting of it. AI is your co-pilot and you are the pilot. So that's a very basic example I use for engineering grad. So I guess you can relate with that. And if you're coming to the GPS example, it's something similar. You will get the slides just read it off. Just going forward with it. Now, the actual thing, the PM fundamentals, what engineering never taught you and will never teach you, because engineers are just only knowing कि हमें तो सिर्फ कोड लिखना है. No, code लिखना है is no more a part. It's a literacy, what engineers actually know from 90s or 80s. Now, what different you know is what sets you apart in the job market. Well, the product management triangle. Now, as someone answered last this question, the user need, the tech feasibility, and the business goal. Now, the CEO doesn't understand the user need. The CEO doesn't understand the tech feasibility. The CEO sits right here at the business goal section, right? Fair enough for him, because he might be a graduate of MBA or he coming from a business background and he won't have a tech or user understanding. That's completely fine. Then we have a tech feasibility where engineers, sharp minds like you, are sitting in some FANG or some MANG companies and just working for it. The user need is understand. Prior to this PM triangle, there was consultants who used to go to the market and understand research or user need. Now you will say कि भैया आपने तो बोला job replace नहीं होगा, तो आप तो consultant replace कर रहे हो. I'm not replacing consultant. I'm just telling there is no need of junior consultant. There is a need of consultant always beyond this PM triangle. Now, what a PM actually does is these three things are synced well when a PM actually sits here. He understands user, he understands tech, he understands business. Not you don't need to know all the Shark Tank fancy terms to understand business. You need to know how you can convince your CEO. That's it. That's it enough to understand anything. You can understand user needs based on previous data. You can understand user need based on going to any of the AI. Then just typing on the product you are making on, what are the market research of it, who are the competitors. That's it. Tech feasibility, you know, because you're an engineer and you can understand or read code. That's most important. So that's it. That's a PM triangle. That's how things work actually beyond the project and beyond academics. This is how things are pipelined, synced well in an industry level process. Now, JTBD, you have heard of this. Many of them haven't heard of this. This is jobs to be done. Now, what is a job to be done? What is your job to do? Your job is to get some good score of your academics. And if you're moving beyond, your job is to get a good job or a good internship in next 1 year, next few months. So what is the job to be done for different apps you're having on your phone right now? Like for example, Zomato, what it solves for you? It relieves the job of cooking after a long time. Then what's LinkedIn doing for you? It's helping you get a better progress in career. Now, don't tell me that you guys are getting unfortunately, because I'm a part of it too. So we do a handshake together. Next, what is the jobs to be done for Instagram? Now, uh, everyone feels this or that in according to Instagram. Your whole day is something going around, but everyone comes to Instagram to get escaped or like, क्या करना है? चलो reels चला लेते हैं. So that is the thing the PM had thought before you are using it and implemented that so that you can actually use it today in your real life. Notion, I guess Notion, many of you won't know it. For example, for a surface level example, Notion is a note taking app, but it's beyond. So that feels productive and organized. We'll talk about Notion in later part of the modules. So that is a job to be done. Now understand this JTBD term very nicely, because further moving in the modules, I will be using this term and I will be asking what a JTBD is. Next, the most important term, fancy term, the most asked interview question in Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan, or McKinsey, Bain, BCG, anywhere in the country, any of the organizations. North Star metric versus vanity metrics. What is a North Star metric? You have been seeing many reels. You will go back after you're just attending the session. You will start to get the reels of product management or something or the other related to that, and you will see North Star metric, vanity metrics. क्या होता है North Star metric? Northern Sky पे स्टार तो North Star होता है, वो तो अलग बात है, बट यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Think of a company, Spotify, LinkedIn, Duolingo. For a North Star metric, what a product manager is actually dealing with is number of times or number of times spent on listening. For YouTube, how many times you have watched the video? LinkedIn, how many meaningful connections you have made? And what is a vanity metric? Vanity metric is actually of no use, but that's just to make it a fancy term कि कुछ तो दिख रहा है हमें. For a vanity metric, we also need the vanity metric, but for a product development life cycle and for a product manager, the North Star matters more than a vanity metric. In vanity metric, you see downloads, you see website visits, चलो इतना लोग आ गया मतलब ठीक है बढ़िया है, but you are getting, for Airbnb for example, you get 1,000 website visits on your day of launch. You think that business hit हो गया. At the end of the day, you see that 2 or 3 orders only. That means your North Star metric is showing you the actual value, not the vanity metrics. Website visit कितना भी हो जाए, profile visit कितना भी हो जाए LinkedIn में, you are not getting a job. So that doesn't mean you are doing something. Simple and straightforward. Before moving forward, I will also tell you a controversy of Snapchat, because you need to know about it. So on the names categorize, if we categorize the names, we have a lot more number of females using the Snapchat than the male.
Right.
Okay. Correct. Now, if I move into the Snapchat's actual controversy that took place, what is it? You people may not know also that क्या हुआ था. अब मैं बताता हूँ हुआ क्या था. In 2018, Snapchat redesigned its app. Okay. The people who are using Snapchat before that can relate. The people who are not using Snapchat before that, you can go back to ChatGPT, you can go back to YouTube and understand it after the session ends. The Snapchat redesigned its app, the optimized for DAU. What is DAU? The daily active users. The metric looked great in a boredom. Okay, so the metric was looking, okay, so many kinds of users, they're using all the stuff, this and that, everything is fine. But in practice, user couldn't find stories anymore. There were no stories at that time. After 2018 got update. Now, Kylie Jenner tweeted, docs anyone else, not Snapchat anymore. What does that mean? One tweet from such a personality, the stock fell 24% the next day. $1.3 billion market cap wiped out in just a tweet. That's the power. That's the metric. The metric told the story. The users told a different one. So the North Star metric lied there. The PM was inefficient. The CEO lied. And the stocks that failed, that showed what is the actual standing of it. Now I think you get what Snapchat did wrong in that. And now I think you have the stories back again. So you get to see the updates back again, right? You have the stories, right? The whole Snapchat thing. Now we move on to the feature life cycle. How a product is actually launched. सबने सुना है Google is working. अच्छा, you see a feature that actually gets launched on that day. Sundar Pichai steps in and say, "Good morning, welcome to Google I/O." And we, first of all, I will tell you the business ideas. Then I will tell you what this we have come this so far, etc. If you watch till end, he always acknowledges the whole team, the development team. But what is the shift? The development team is not the only team who is working. The product manager is not the only manager who is working, but the product manager is actually doing the things that is beyond the development team's capability. Now I tell you how a feature actually from ideation gets to a launching state. Okay. Now, for example, many of you are sitting here want to be future entrepreneurs, maybe pitching in the Shark Tank or getting a 1,000 crore unicorn business. So you have an idea, that's great. If you don't have an idea, you go to ChatGPT and tell me, "Bhaiya, idea bata de, mere ko 1,000 crore kamana hai." That's the idea. Then you discover something. You discover something कि बेटा मुझे तो साइबर सिक्योरिटी में कुछ करना है, मेरे को यहाँ मजा आ रहा है, मेरे को ब्लॉकचेन में कुछ करना है, मेरे को वेब3 में कुछ करना है. You get the कुछ करना है part, you keep it up. Then you write a PRT. मैंने बताया तुमको starting में. What is a PRT? The product requirement document. You write the PRT, then you get to the design phase. Now, the UI UX people from my team here at Leadverse or eLabs, they know how designing works. And many people don't know how the design works. That's completely fine. You don't need to know how the design works. Obviously, you are not aiming for a designing job. There will be people you can hire after a certain amount of, if you're the bootstrap business, you get some profit and you can hire them. So, but for a basic general prototyping, you need to understand how design works. Then they move to developmental tools because you guys are engineer, and dev thing is something you should be knowing. And if you're not knowing it, then you need to reflect on your engineering degree once again. Then you come back to QA. What is QA? Qualitative analysis. You watch out things. क्या मैंने सब पार्ट में टिक किया है, क्या सब कंप्लायंस से रिलेटेड, क्या सब डॉक्यूमेंट से रिलेटेड, क्या सब सॉफ्टवेयर से रिलेटेड, क्या सब फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड, फ्रॉम बैक एंड टू फ्रंट एंड टू एवरी माइन्यूट डिटेल्स सब ओके है, सब उसका रेस्पेक्टिव आउटपुट हमें मिल रहा है कि नहीं. Once you get all the ticks, you go for a launch. When you go for a launch, you iterate that. अब iterate का मतलब क्या होता है? You don't go back to ideation. When you iterate, you means you are stepping up, you are upskilling, you are scaling your project. But whenever you think कि मुझे, for example, खाओ गली, कल उन्होंने, उनका जो ऐप डेवलपर है, उन्होंने ये सोचा कि यार खाना तो बेच रहे हैं, चलो सैलून्स के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करते हैं. So he will need to implement a new feature. He will again go back to the idea state and discovery phase, and he will follow all the features and come back and tell the developer and the engineer team you're good to go. And then he will be okay. ये करना है. And for startups, you are the PM, you are the marketing, you are the strategist, you are the engineer, you are everything itself. So you are all rounder. Now, what actually changes this? I'll tell you. Okay. The PM, before that, okay, before that, talking about all those things, there was a napkin idea, which the Snapchat rejected. Okay. What was the idea of it? It was a napkin corridor actually, where Mark Zuckerberg stepped in and said that, भैया मुझे स्नैपचैट चाहिए, मुझे दे दो. उन्होंने बताया नहीं, मैं तो नहीं बेचूंगा, मैं अपने दम पे अड़े रहूंगा, मुझे अपने आप को स्टेट पे रखना है, मैं खुद बेचूंगा, मैं खुद करूंगा. That was good thing. People appreciated. There were thousands and tons of tweets that night. Ki Snapchat CEO showed power. Snapchat CEO showed this and that. But what was the worth? How many people use Snapchat versus how many people use Instagram today? The PM sat at the Meta, that time Facebook, and understood ki okay, this is it. The Snapchat is not coming to us. So why not we make a collaborate with Instagram and make a feature called Stories, because Snapchat discontinued the Stories feature, and that's where the Instagram Stories feature came back in. And almost in 2 years, you got 500 million daily users. And now, if you go back to your Instagram and search Instagram and click on it, you get how many people are following Instagram account. So that's a shift that the job to be done was done. And for that reason, I said you JTBD is a very important term. Now, moving ahead, we move to module 3. The module 3 states that how generative AI reshapes every part of product work. How? AI assisted user research. सबने सुना है. User research किया तुमने? Market research किया तुमने? क्या पता है तुम्हें user research के बारे में? क्या पता है? कुछ लोग बोलते हैं घंटा कुछ नहीं पता. कुछ लोग सोचते हैं यार पता तो है, but करे कैसे? There are many thoughts. Now I will show you how a AI assisted user research actually works. I'll give you a demo with it. Okay. So I have saved a file called reviews. So these are the reviews of let's say Zomato. 20 reviews. कितना review है मुझे नहीं पता. I guess 10 or 10 reviews or something. Roughly 10 reviews of in Zomato of people who are using Zomato. Okay. So these are the reviews. You can read one or two, like delivery always late, cold food by the time it arrives, and similar. These are fake reviews. Obviously, there is no mean of demeaning Zomato. I love Zomato. तो मेरे पे strike मत करना भाई. मैं भी use करता हूँ daily. ठीक है. Okay, now we go back to the chat GPT and I'll show you something good. Now see what happens. I'll paste the reviews here. Okay. The reviews are pasted well enough. Now I'll add a prompt and you will see what actually happens. Cluster Teams. Comma. Rank. Yeah. Rank top 3 by impact and suggest 2 product features. That's a PM type thinking. You get to understand the theme of it. क्या बोला है इसने? Because I don't have so much time to read all this. So top 3 impacts or suggest 2 product features. Hit the enter button. Well, you get something. But before I read that, सबने notice करो. The best चीज to notice is the clustering right now. ठीक है. Now, what is clustering? Themes क्या क्या रखा उन्होंने? Delivery reliability, order fulfillment, order tracking, payment transaction issues, customer supports, user experience, personal convenience, promotions and loyalty. अब देखो, if you were reading these ऐसे पढ़ रहे थे, क्या समझ आ रहा था तुम्हें? ओवरऑल 3-4 पढ़ रहे हो, बोर हो जा रहे हो या दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा, you will never get so much of differentiation. And to achieve so much of differentiation, you need 10 years, 15 years of work experience as a PM. Now that can be solved. You don't need 10 years, 15 years of work experience. You can have 0 years of work experience and still be a better PM. So that's how AI is solving. ठीक है, तुम्हें themes मिल गया. Then I said them कि rank करो उसको, top 3 teams by impact. उसको the AI को impact क्या लगा? Frequency into user pay into business. Okay, this is a formula. ठीक है, you will get into any books if you are studying product management. Delivery reliability and order fulfillment. इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा signals था, तो इसने एक इसको उठाया and also proposed कि क्यों हो रहा है ये. Then इन्होंने पेमेंट एंड रिफंड एक्सपीरियंस को उठाया, फिर प्रोपोज क्यों हो रहा है ये. थर्ड, इन्होंने ट्रैकिंग एंड कम्युनिकेशन को उठाया और प्रोपोज क्यों हो रहा है ये. सो दीज 3 आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. अब मैं अगर तुम्हें कहूँ कि इनमें से सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, अब तुमने एआई पढ़े बिना तुम बोलोगे कस्टमर सपोर्ट, रिफंड, पेमेंट्स, ट्रांजैक्शन इश्यूज, तुम्हारा 2 टिकट्स क्रिएट हो रहा है. बट आई कैन सॉल्व द बोथ टिकट्स इन 1 टिकट ओनली. पेमेंट, ट्रांजैक्शन, सपोर्ट एंड रिफंड्स. काम खत्म. एक ही जगह में 2 चीजें काम खत्म. That's what AI thinking and product management thinking is all about. Okay. Now moving forward, the most important thing, recommend product features. इसने क्या recommend किया मुझे? Smart delivery reliability engine. Now when you sit with the CEO, you pitch your idea. यहाँ से तुमने idea pitch किया. Now you pitch the same idea. You will take अगर सोचो. The CEO said that feature 1 is good to go and you go with it. Then what you will do? You will just pick it up. You will say what are the tech stacks needed. हमें requirement क्या है? You go to the engineering team or you call for a Figma AI jig Jamboard collaboration and people comments. You just write there and have a brainstorming session and that's it. The engineering team understands क्या चाहिए उन्हें. That's completely it. Then you're moving to real-time order transparency hub. That's the thing. This is something. Many times has been suggested to Zomato, but I don't know why they are not implementing this. But there are few features कि ride near 1 kilometer. कुछ आया, कुछ नहीं आया है. These functionality are there, but there are also poor tracking visibility, missing notifications. Refund frustration is one great thing. Nowadays, if you are trying to get a refund for, let's say, अच्छा, do it for an ethical way. I mentioned. ऐसा नहीं कि खाना आया फिर भी लिख रहे हो कि यार स्पिलेज हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. करते हो बहुत लोग, मुझे पता है, but मत करो. You are not doing justice. ठीक है. So these are the things. Success metrics क्या होता है? This is the most important part of a product management job. कि what is a success metrics? How do you define success metrics? कि एक ticket reduction को support करना, refund resolution time को support करना. Now this you won't just sit and do yourself. You will tell कि भाई देख ले, तू support team पे तेरा काम ये है, तू refund team पे तेरा काम ये है. And for all these pipeline structures, we have an app called Jira. Jira is something very powerful app. Maybe in the future events I will show you how Jira actually works, how we automate things in Jira, how we automate workflow. आजकल सबने JD में पढ़ा रखा होगा workflow automation, फलाना ढिमकाना. So I will tell you how those actually works और उसमें मजा कैसे आता है. ठीक है. So these are the style of answers and that's it. That's completely it. You can try it when you will get some time. I guess you will get some time for it. Try करना ये और मुझे बताना कि क्या समझ आया तुम्हें. Next, we move to generating PRTs with AI. मैंने ये बता रखा है तुम्हें. You can go back to the ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity anywhere and write a PRT. अच्छा. The one more thing. I got some reviews in the forums ki prompt engineering, prompt engineering. This is the prompt engineering I'm writing. If you're looking at my prompts, I'm not writing ki bhai bana de, PRD likh de. This is not the way. I'm writing, write a PRD for a college canteen. I'm defining किसके लिए, क्यों, प्री ऑर्डर ऐप टारगेटिंग, किन लोगों के लिए, फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट्स, इंक्लूड पर्सोनास ताकि सैम्पल टेस्ट केस बन सके, यूजर स्टोरीज बन सके और सक्सेस मेट्रिक्स बन सके. दिस इज वेल हाउ वेल अ prompt engineer actually writes, and this is about prompt engineering. और मैं आगे, before ending this session, I will tell you what are the different types of prompt engineering. और वो बिना बताए I won't end this session, and you won't go back to lunch or somewhere without knowing what is prompt engineering today. That's a commitment. ठीक है. अब तुम ऐसे लिखोगे, try that, I will share the PPT, try it. तुम्हें आउटपुट मिलेगा 2 personas, 6 user stories, NSM, the North Star metrics, and 3 edge cases. That's it, that's what you need. अब तुम बोलोगे सब तो AI कर रहे हैं, हम क्या करें? नेगोशिएट करोगे, जज करोगे. इंडियन मार्केट को तुम समझ सकते हो, AI नहीं समझ सकता. यू विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ एक्चुअली इट वर्क्स. तुम सजेस्ट करोगे कि नहीं, ये नहीं चाहिए, ये चाहिए. ये समझना, ये चाहिए, ये नहीं चाहिए. These things cannot be brought to AI. And I say, after 30, 40 years, when emotional intelligence develops in a robot, they will still not be able to understand and assess these things. Okay, so these are the things. Moving forward, prompt engineering. मैंने बहुत सुन रखा है भैया, prompt engineering क्या होता है, prompt engineering करेंगे, prompt engineer बना दो. देर इज एड ऑफ B10X. सबने देखा होगा यूट्यूब पे, आ जाता है एक IITian फ्रॉम KGP IIT. प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियरिंग सीख लो, देर इज अ 40% राइज इन सैलरी, 40 LP 30 LP एज अ प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियर. सबने सुना है, किसी ने रजिस्टर भी किया है. इट्स प्राइस ऑफ 10 रुपीज और 9 रुपीज और समथिंग. क्या, does anyone have anything to say? Sorry, I just got a mic, something. Anything, anyone? Should I proceed?
But yeah, it is not 9, it's actually 9.98, being very accurate.
Okay, so that's something we'll discuss later. Okay. Prompt engineering. क्या है prompt engineering? चलो बात करते हैं अब इस पर. Role, context, task, format. That's it. You need to remember the framework RCTF. और इसको कहीं बुक्स में भी ये भी बोला जाता है CRTF. Either it is RCTF or CRTF. Now, what is a weak prompt? मैंने ये एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे इसीलिए रखा क्योंकि तुम लोग जब ट्राई भी करोगे, तुम ऐसे ट्राई करोगे, राइट अ PRT, फिर वो पूछेगा किस पे, तुम लिखोगे हॉस्टल ऐप, ऐसे लिखोगे, एंड दैट्स कंप्लीटली फाइन. आई एम नॉट जजिंग यू. कर सकते हो भाई, तुम्हारा फोन है, तेरा कीबोर्ड है, तो जो मर्जी कर, मैं बताने वाला कौन होता हूँ. बट you need to understand the shift yourself. जब तुम खुद पर रिफ्लेक्ट करोगे ना, then you can become a prompt engineer, a better prompt engineer. You are still a prompt engineer because there are millions of people who don't know how to use ChatGPT. You are better than them, but you need to be best. तो best पे कैसे shift करना है? When I'm writing a PRT, we will write it. Act as a senior prime minister at Airbnb or let's say Air India. Write a PRT for a dynamic pricing for local events, including edge cases. अब देखो, you mention everything. Senior PM मतलब अपना जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो यहाँ आएगा. बेस्ड ऑन द कंपनी, बेस्ड ऑन फॉर डायनामिक प्राइसिंग, फॉर लोकल इवेंट्स, सब कुछ तुम कवर कर रहे हो. एज केसेस भी कवर कर रहे हो, वर्स्ट टू वर्स्ट केसेस, एवरीथिंग. The output is 10x more relevant, specific, useful. चलो यार, ये मैं टर्म्स तो नहीं पढ़ रहा, तो ये तुम पढ़ लेना जब तुम पढ़ोगे. So these are the things. You need to get a mindset of prompt engineering. ऐसा नहीं कि रातों रात डेवलप हो जाएगा. You need to write, you need to shape from that way, ताकि कम लिख के ज्यादा आउटपुट ले सको. किसी के पास ज्यादा टाइम नहीं होता लिखने का, तो कहानी लिखने का टाइम पेपर्स में होता है यूपीएससी का. ठीक है, व्हेन यू गेट अ पेपर, व्हेन यू गेट टू राइट समथिंग, बट वहां भी यू नीड टू बी वेरी फास्ट इनफ. ठीक है, तो कहानियां लिखना है, एकेडमिक्स में लिखो. कहानियां लिखना है, यूएचबी पे लिखो. प्रॉम्प्ट पे कहानियां मत लिखो. दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग टू नोट अबाउट इट एंड वी मूव फॉरवर्ड. सबको समझ आया व्हाट इज प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियरिंग? ग्रेट. ओके. I will compare two things. Compare what to compare? PhonePe and Google Pay. 2x for sending money without you. One tap. That's it. I'll list three things. does better. Can I mention these three things? Does better with that. और क्या कर सकते हैं? Suggest new improvements for the weaker. Let's see क्या आता है. Sending money to a new contact. मैं इतना पढ़ूंगा तो रात हो जाएगा. Come on, let's summarize it. Start payment, good, very fast. Contact discovery, multiple ways. UPI ID डालो, बैंक अकाउंट डालो, मोबाइल डालो. इसमें क्या होता है? Clean contact first. Information density, इसमें ज़्यादा visible होता है, इसमें cluttered होता है. Trust confirmation, this that, everything is there. So assuming everything without reading, हमें क्या पता चलता है? Phone पे does better because that's what the AI is saying me. I don't know. मेरे लिए तो Google Pay अच्छा है, but maybe the phone pay does better according to the tech part or according to the features that actually matter. So ये बता रहा है कि more payments method in one place, better transaction transparency, high feature discoverity. Google Pay क्या बेटर करता है? Cleaner user flow कि खुलते ही तुम पेमेंट कर सकते हो जल्दी से. You don't need to find कहाँ है. Then you get faster contact based payments, lower cognitive load, ताकि minimal screen view पे सब maximum output हो जाता है. Scan करो, tap करो, pay करो, rewards पे जाओ, scan करो, scratch करो, काम खत्म. That's it. Phone Pay is good. There is a lot of features. Weaker क्या है? Send money to a new contact. This was the actual problem statement. अब ये क्या बता रहा है? फोन पे स्लाइटली वीकर. क्यों? क्योंकि हमने यूएक्स पे बात किया था. इसका यूएक्स बेटर है, इसका यूएक्स खराब है थोड़ा सा. अब इसको कैसे हम लोग ठीक कर सकते हैं? सी कॉन्टैक्ट फ्लो को ठीक कर सकते हैं, रिसेट कॉन्टैक्ट्स को सिंक करके, फोन नंबर सर्च करके, यूपीआई आईडी करके. ऐसे अगर ये फीचर्स अगर हम लोग इंप्लीमेंट करेंगे, देन वी गेट अ बेटर नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स कमिंग टू द अकाउंट. तो एज अ समरी, गूगल पे अभी जीत रहा है. But how? As a phone pay PM, how can I win? I'll suggest this all to the design team, to the UX team, to the engineer team, and say कि भाई इसे implement कर ले तो कुछ फायदा होने वाला है. That's a real life example how I can solve an issue right there at spot. And that is a competitive analysis. कुछ और fancy terms नहीं होता. आज के बाद जो भी बोले ना competitive analysis करो, बता देना भाई मेरे को तो पता है, तू देख ले तेरे को कैसे करना है. ठीक है? That's it. You know how to do competitive analysis. Moving forward. What AI still cannot do. तुम्हारा एज क्या है? क्यों हो तुम? मैंने पहले ही बताया, AI कितना भी AI कर ले, be that confident you have enough power to replace AI. That's a statement I'm again making. Be enough confident you can replace AI. ठीक है? क्या? कैसे? You have empathy. AI के पास empathy है? नहीं है. अब तुम बोलोगे तो भैया robots in the US, in the China are developing artificial intelligence with emotional intelligence. करने थे भाई. 2020 क्या 2019 से सुन रहा हूँ मैं इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस. अगर कोई इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस घुसता भी है रोबोट में, व्हिच इज एक्चुअली इन ट्रेनिंग फेज इन द चाइना. ठीक है? यूनेस्को इज डूइंग दैट विद समथिंग और द अदर इन एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट. ठीक है? कितना भी कर ले, यू कैन नेवर बिकम अ ह्यूमन एम्पैथी. अगर वो हो जाए, देन ह्यूमंस विल बी डिस्ट्रॉयड दैट डे. और वो डे इन नॉट इन योर 100 स्पैन ऑफ लाइफ. ठीक है? तो तुम लोग तो आराम से जी लो, आने वाले जनता को हम देख लेंगे अगर कोई जिंदा रहता है हम में से 100 साल के बाद भी. Empathy is the first term. Stakeholder negotiation, ये तुमने सबने सुना होगा. Stakeholder communication, stakeholder negotiation क्या है? भाई लोगों से बात करना ही होता है stakeholder negotiation. That's it. Simple terms पे समझो यार. मत जाओ कि यूके इंग्लिश बात करना है, यूएस इंग्लिश बात करना है. बात करो, बट समझ तुम्हें इंडियन इंग्लिश का होना चाहिए. देसी भाषा समझ में सबको आता है. ठीक है? अभी मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा कि तुम बॉइल्ड चिकन विद दिस एंड दैट एंड इंग्लिश ब्रेकफास्ट ये वो, और मैं तेरे को बताऊंगा भाई चल अंडा ऑमलेट खाते हैं और उसके साथ एक ब्रेड ले लेते हैं, कौन सा ज्यादा समझ आ रहा है? तो बोलेगा हाँ चल चल, वो नहीं पता क्या है नहीं है. दैट्स द थिंग. सिंपल रहो, समझो, बट करो बड़ा. देन यू गेट एथिकल जजमेंट. ये तुम ही कर सकते हो बिकॉज यू नो द लॉज ऑफ इंडिया. तुम्हें पता है कंट्री, रीजन, रिलीजियन कैसे काम कर रहा है, कौन सा किस पे क्या फोकस करता है. दैट इज द थिंग. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द रिलीजन, ठीक है, इसमें अगर मैं रिलीजन लाता हूँ, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट हिंदुइज्म, ठीक है, देयर इज अ मंथ इन द कैलेंडर जहाँ पे वी वर्शिप शिवा. ठीक है? तो वहां पे लोग नॉन वेज नहीं खाते. So there you get to see the selling of non-veg masalas, the selling of non-veg items drops. But इसका मतलब क्या? Zomato माइनस पे जा रहा है? Never. They are selling the veg items at a better rate. They are selling veg items at a cheaper rates क्योंकि वहां पे क्वांटिटी बढ़ रहा है. That is the shift. And ये चीज कोई AI जज नहीं कर सकता because you understand how, you understand when, you understand कैसे. Same thing for the Islams. We get Rosa. Rosa में there is a time. You don't see a drop. You see a drop, obviously, कि इस time पे, but you see at the another time there is a push also. During the Rosa time, Zomato जो जो टायर 2 टायर 3 सिटीज में 24 आवर्स सर्व नहीं करता, दे ट्राई टू सर्व देयर आल्सो एज लॉन्ग एज पॉसिबल बिकॉज दे नो हमें यहाँ से फायदा आने वाला है, हमें यहाँ से मार्केट रेवेन्यू आने वाला है. सो दैट इज अ शिफ्ट यू नीड टू नो. ठीक है. लॉन्ग टर्म विजन तुम्हारे पास हो सकता है, रीडिंग अ रूम तुम्हारे पास हो सकता है. रीडिंग अ रूम इसका कोई फैंसी टर्म, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है. इसका मतलब वही है कि यू नो हाउ टू रीड अ थिंग, यू नो हाउ टू रीड अ कोड, यू नो टेक्निकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, नॉन टेक्निकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, दैट्स इट. दे वी मूव टू टेकिंग रिस्पांसिबिलिटी. ये तो तुम ही ले सकते हो यार, तुम रिस्पांसिबल हो इसीलिए तुम सेशन पे बैठे हो क्योंकि तुम्हें कुछ करना है कल. So that's a thing to note about. And this is a thing that AI cannot do and you can do. And this is the PM mode we talk about. Next, the tool ecosystem. Now, these are the tools I was actually talking about. And I would be more than happy enough to teach you how we can actually work on these tools. I've been using some of them. I've been like, I post also on LinkedIn like that कि मैंने ये कर लिया वो कर लिया. I just मुझे मजा आता है करने में. ठीक है. I just इट इज नॉट लाइक कि मैंने पढ़ के छोड़ दिया. until you get the hands on this tools you just are nowhere. तुम नहीं बोल सकते कि मुझे फिग्मा आता है, तुम नहीं बोल सकते मुझे मीरो आता है, तुम नहीं बोल सकते मुझे जीरा आता है until and unless you move into that. And these are the fancy terms that we use in the ecosystem. Discovery में क्या होता है? Shorter loop है, user testing है. These are the tools. Ideation, wireframing, agile product management, you will get to know that term. Analytics, data, ये सब चीजें. तो आज मैं तुम्हें बेसिक्स बता रहा हूँ. Today I'm teaching you how you can use AI in product management. But the manual product management, जो चीजें हमें manually करना है, वो चीजें also if I get another session, maybe if I get some time ahead, I will try to cover that up, and that will be more fun क्योंकि we will do from discovery to ideation to framework to agile, analytics, data सब करेंगे उसमें. और उसमें मजा आएगा कि आज तुम्हें concept मिल गया, तुम्हें समझ हो गया, you get the mindset. उस time you will get the hands on. ठीक है. और I will be more than happy if someone goes back, notes these tools down, and get a hands on. If you face any issue, please contact me. I will be more than happy to help you in any part of the stage. Okay. Okay. Career paths and real
Yes.
talk. Everyone waited the whole session for this thing. I know. सबको पूछना था कैसे करें. अब बताता हूँ क्या करना है तेरे को. चल. How engineers become product managers. There are many roles. ठीक है. जैसे Google का एक हो गया APM, Microsoft PM Explore. These are the programs where they hire smart talents. They hire zero experienced talents. You don't need a IIT tag. Your KTN tag is enough. And I proudly say the green ID card has a lot value. तुम्हें value पता भी नहीं है. When you move outside of the university and go into industries, they also know about KIIT. It is on you how you represent your university. They never tell that कि IIT चलो ठीक है IIT. KIIT is having a name in their own, but you need to make that name justified in your company. So how engineers become PM? The fastest path, engineering degree, you already have a exploiting advantage because देखो PM can be anyone. A student from finance background, a student from BBA background can apply, but they don't. They need to learn about certain terms. They need to understand tech, and then they need to apply. तेरे को टेक पता है, तेरे को बिजनेस समझ है, नहीं समझ है कंसल्टिंग केस कर ले, फॉलो अप कर ले. यूट्यूब में फ्री चीज पड़ा हुआ है. तेरे को एआई यूज करना पता है, क्या चाहिए भाई तेरे को? जस्ट अ पुश फ्रॉम यू एंड दैट्स इट. यू आर ऑलरेडी इनटू द एडवांटेज. तुम यू नो कभी कभी बेवकूफी और कभी कभी क्या बोलते हैं उसको, आई एम जस्ट फॉरगेटिंग द टर्म. बेवकूफी और नहीं आ रहा दिमाग में, कुछ तो था वो. उसमें बहुत थिन लाइन होता है. ठीक है. तो क्रॉस दैट लाइन, घुसो. यू ऑलरेडी हैव थिंग्स इन योर हैंड. अब तुम इसको यूज करना नहीं करना तुम्हारे ऊपर है. वहां तो वी कैन नॉट टेल कि भैया पुश कर दो. मैं तुम्हें बता दे रहा हूँ क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. अब करना तो तेरे को है ना. समझदारी, करेक्ट अंकित, थैंक यू. बेवकूफी और समझदारी के बीच में एक थिन लाइन है. करेक्ट. और ये लाइन मेरा लाइन नहीं है यार, ये मेरे को यूएन में भी बहुत लोग बोला है. ठीक है. बिकॉज आई मेड प्रोजेक्ट्स which were stupid. I made projects that were actually implemented into UN for the first time. तो I actually enjoyed that. तो ये लाइन मेरे को थोड़ा क्लोज है, मेरे को मजा आता है इस लाइन में. नेक्स्ट, पीएम पोर्टफोलियो. मैं तब से पोर्टफोलियो कर रहा हूँ. अब पीएम का पोर्टफोलियो में कोई कोडिंग का प्रोजेक्ट तो होगा नहीं. क्या होगा? तुम जैसे एक ऐप केस को डेली यूज कर रहे हो, उसका तुम लिख रहे हो कुछ कि दिस आर द थिंग्स, तो इसमें हमें कुछ फ्रिक्शन पॉइंट्स है, ये है, तो ये हार्ड है, ये हमें प्रपोज फिक्सेस है, राइस स्कोर के ऊपर तुम रेट करो और उसको पब्लिक करो, टैग द कंपनी प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर, टैग देम, टैग द कंपनी। कुछ रिप्लाई मिलेंगे, सीरियसली रिप्लाई करते हैं कुछ कुछ, कुछ रिप्लाई नहीं करेंगे, मूव फॉरवर्ड विद अदर कंपनीज, राइट, अंडरस्टैंड, थिंक, मेक, और एक वेबसाइट बनाओ, वहां पे शोकेस करो, ये लिंक्डइन पे शोकेस करो, यूज लिंक्डइन एक्चुअली, नॉट जस्ट फॉर लिंक्डइन इजी अप्लाई, ये सब भी करो वहां पे, ठीक है। अब द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, मैंने राइस बताया ना, व्हाट इज राइस, ये खाने वाला राइस नहीं है, वो तो बेशक अच्छा चीज होता है, सबको खाना भी चाहिए, इफ आर नॉट ईटिंग, रोटी भी खा रहे हैं वो भी बहुत बढ़िया चीज है, बट मूविंग फॉरवर्ड कि राइस होता क्या है, आई विल टेल यू इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड्स। बट द प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट जॉब मार्केट क्या है 2026 से 2040 तक, दीज आर द रोल्स दैट आर एक्चुअली कमिंग अप, ये तो चलो आ चुका है, प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर, प्रॉम्प्ट स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट, एआई यूएक्स लीड, इट्स नो मोर यूआई यूएक्स, इट्स एआई यूएक्स लीड, ठीक है। देन अब ट्रेडिशनल पीएम का क्या था कि उन्हें तो बस बैठना है, करना है, ये वो, अब तुम बोलोगे भैया हर जगह एक्सपीरियंस मांगता है, फ्रेशर्स नहीं मांगता। अब मैं बताऊं फ्रेशर्स का अनड्यू एडवांटेज क्या है। यू गाइस, इफ आई टेल यू टुमारो कि तेरे को ये सीखना है, ये सीखना है, ये सीखना है, तू तीनों सीखेगा। अगर मैं 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस वाले बंदे को लाऊं और मेरे को बोलूं ये सीखना है, ये सीखना है, ये सीखना है, वो बोलेगा सर आई डोंट थिंक सो दिस विल मेक अ ग्रेट थिंग फॉर मी, आई नीड सम टाइम, मेरा काम करने का तरीका ऐसा ही है। तो दिस व्हाट कंपनी आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड्स। एंड जनरेटिव एआई बोल रहा हूँ, जेन जी को जब हायर कर रहे हैं आजकल, द पीपल हु आर गेटिंग ऑफर्स एंड गुड ऑफर्स, ऑफर्स तो सबको मिलता है, गुड ऑफर्स और ऑफर्स के बीच में यही डिफरेंस होता है, हाउ फास्ट यू अडेप्ट टू चेंजेस। That's the thing you need to write down, you need to understand, और you need to reflect on। ऐसा नहीं कि तुम जाके इंटरव्यू में बता रहे हो आई एम वेरी फास्ट एट चेंजेस, आई कैन अडेप्ट, मेरा अडेप्टेबिलिटी बहुत बढ़िया है। भाई हैव यू शोकेस दैट, तुमने कुछ शोकेस किया, बताओ कि तुमने 2 महीने में पीएम का ये सीख के तुमने प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, तुमने पोर्टफोलियो बनाया, फिर तुमने फाइनेंस का कुछ सीख के तुमने ये किया, दैट इज अ रियल टेक ओवर। ऐसा बोल तो मैं भी सकता हूँ भाई मैंने पीएचडी कर रखा है, does that make sense? No, so you also don't make sense until unless you do something। फेंकना देखो सब फेंकता है सीवी में, फेंको अच्छे से फेंको, बट फेंकने को जस्टिफाई करो, दैट्स इट। मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, स्टार्टिंग से बोल रहा हूँ, द अनफेयर एडवांटेज, 30% कोड रीडेबिलिटी, तुम्हें समझ है कोड कैसे पढ़ना है, एस्टिमेट फिजिबिलिटी तुम्हें समझ हो जाएगा व्हेन यू विल प्रैक्टिस इट। 20% अब तुम्हें डेवलपर लैंग्वेज में बात करना आता है, ठीक है। अब यू नो this is a pipeline process and this is this, I need to develop a GitHub portfolio for this, ये वो फलाना ढिमकाना, तुमको बात करना आता है, you already have that skill। अगर नहीं आता है, improve your communication skills, debug traits of, ये एक चीज होता है where we move to microservice versus monolith। ये implementations क्या होता है, go back and understand microservice जो छोटा छोटा सर्विस प्रोवाइड करता है, और monolith जो एक सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड मॉडल होता है, इस दोनों में मेजर डिफरेंस क्या है, ये डिफरेंस को हम लोग चैनलाइज कैसे करेंगे, एंड हाउ कैन वी बेटर अंडरस्टैंड देम, ये तुम्हारा टास्क होगा। डू दिस, अंडरस्टैंड हाउ माइक्रो सर्विसेज मोनोलिथ एक्चुअली वर्क्स, एंड लेट मी नो, लेट द टीम लीड वर्स नो, अगर जरूरत पड़ी यू कैन मेल देम आल्सो, कैसे पढ़े, तंग करो उनको, उनका मेल आईडी भी भरना चाहिए, वो भी खाली नहीं बैठना चाहिए, खाली वैसे ही बैठते नहीं है, बट फिर भी तुम्हें उनको तंग करना चाहिए। मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, रैपिड फायर, ओके। अब मैंने तुम्हें बताया था सबसे पहले राइज फ्रेमवर्क, मैं लास्ट यहाँ पे मैंने राइज फ्रेमवर्क बताया था, अब मैं तुम्हें एक्सप्लेन करूंगा व्हाट इज राइज फ्रेमवर्क। अब रीच, इम्पैक्ट, कॉन्फिडेंस, तीनों को मल्टीप्लाई करके डिवाइड करोगे एफर्ट के साथ, दैट इज अ राइज स्कोर। भैया क्या करना है, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है, क्या बोल रहे हो आप, चलो मैं बताता हूँ। लेट्स टेक अ ऐप, स्विगी, स्विगी का डार्क मोड है, जिसका रीच है 1000, इम्पैक्ट इज ओके ओके 1% ऑफ द इम्पैक्ट, कॉन्फिडेंस इज 90%। अब तुम बोलोगे देखो कॉन्फिडेंस हियर इज मोर, हियर इज लेस, ठीक है। एफर्ट इज 1, कि डार्क मोड करने के लिए सिर्फ इंजीनियरिंग टीम को एफर्ट करना पड़ रहा है, एंड यू गेट अ स्कोर ऑफ 45। वैसे ही इफ यू मूव टू पुश नोटिफिकेशंस यू गेट अ 5000 रीच, इम्पैक्ट तुम्हारा 3 है, कॉन्फिडेंस तुम्हारा भले ही इससे कम है 80%, बट एफर्ट तुम्हारा 2 से ज्यादा लोगों का है, because you need to have a tech team, you need to have a non-tech team, you need the marketing strategy team to come into, सब कुछ करने के बाद you're getting a 240 score। So the product manager will tell that भैया push notification को सबसे पहले इस पर रखना है, प्रायोरिटी पे रखना है, इस पे काम करना है। Then you move and read। और तुम बताओगे राइस फ्रेमवर्क भैया था नहीं, उसके आगे लोग कैसे काम करते थे, लोग डायनासोर को बुला के काम करते थे, नहीं, उसका आगे होता था हिप्पो डिसीजंस। हिप्पो डिसीजंस क्या होता है, देख हिप्पो डिसीजन मतलब, अभी मैं तेरे को एग्जांपल देता हूँ एक, ठीक है। नाउ यू कैन टेल मी दैट आई एम रोस्टिंग माई सेल्फ, बट चलो ठीक है, तेरे लिए तो इतना कर सकता हूँ। देख, तू बैठा है मीट पे, मैं बैठा हूँ मीट पे। अब मैं कुछ बता रहा हूँ, तू कुछ सुन रहा है। अब मैं बता दूं कि भाई तू जो बोल रही है गलत है, मेरा सही है, तू भी सोचेगा यार सही, श्रेयांश भी बोलेगा यार सही बात है, भैया जो बोल रहे हैं वही सही है, क्योंकि उनका एक्सपीरियंस आता है। यहाँ एक्सपीरियंस है, कंपनी में पैसा, पीपल सिटिंग एट द हाई हु आर अर्निंग मोर, उनका ही चलता था, अब उनका नहीं चलेगा। बिकॉज वी हैव द राइस फ्रेमवर्क, वी हैव फ्रेमवर्क दैट एक्चुअली शोज मेट्रिक्स, नॉट किसका दम ज्यादा है, किसने क्या उखाड़ रखा है, किसने क्या कर रखा है। If you are a fresher stepping into Google tomorrow, you can also suggest the CEO कि हमें ये करना है, and the CEO will have to listen if you prove it in a framework. That's it. That's RISE framework. I hope you understand. That's clear. ठीक है. Moving forward. RC है. This is a very important thing. तुम चाहे कोई टेक डोमेन पे काम कर रहे हो, तुम चाहे कोई नॉन टेक पे काम कर रहे हो, कुछ में भी काम कर रहे हो, ठीक है। द रूट कॉज एनालिसिस कैसे, एक तुम्हारा सिम्टम होता है। नाउ लेट्स टेक द सिंपल कि मेरा ऐप डाउनलोड कम गया है, सो यू विल नीड टू रिफ्लेक्ट कि हमारा वाइज क्या है। जैसे Y1 हो गया पुअर रिव्यू, Y2 हो गया ऐप क्रैशेस ऑन लॉगिन, Y3 हो गया बैड एपीआई कॉल इज मेड। अब तुम्हें रूट कॉज समझ आ रहा है कि एपीआई का जो कॉल जो डिप्लॉय वर्जन था वो गलत था। अब तुमने यहाँ पे इसको रूट कॉज एनालाइज कर दिया है। अगर ये चीज इंजीनियर डेवलप कर देता, कॉस्ट वुड बी बर्न्ड। लोग जो एसी पढ़ रखे हो तुम्हें समझ आ रहा होगा, जो एसी नहीं पढ़े हो तो मैं तुम्हें ये बता दूं कि इंजीनियरिंग टीम पहले बना देता है चीजें, उसके बाद वी सिट एंड रिफ्लेक्ट बैक। तो हमें जो बर्न्स होते हैं उसको डेवलप करने का पैसा लगता है, सब कुछ का पैसा लगता है ना यार, तो वो जो पैसा लग रहा है दैट विल बी गोइंग अ वेस्ट, क्योंकि हमें फिर से बैठ के कुछ बनाना है। सो पहले ही अगर हम लोग रूट कॉज एनालाइज कर लेंगे, that's great. No need of redesign. The design team don't need to sit back hours wasting their sleep cycle. Don't need to अच्छा sleep cycle में से मुझे बोलना नहीं चाहिए for the engineer students, but still uh, that's it. That's why you need to have a root cause analysis. ठीक है? And you can implement this in any part of the world. Okay. So this is the most important thing I will be talking about, SQL. फर्स्ट ईयर्स सेकंड ईयर्स जिन्होंने नहीं पता एसक्यूएल क्या है, यू विल आल्सो गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड। फोर्थ ईयर आई एक्सपेक्ट तुम्हें समझ आए, नहीं समझ आ रहा है यार समझ जाओ, क्या ही बता सकते हैं। और देखो एसक्यूएल में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, यू डोंट नीड टू बी अ ओरेकल सर्टिफाइड डीबीए दिस एंड दैट टू अंडरस्टैंड एसक्यूएल सीखने। देयर आर वेरी फ्यू थिंग्स जो मैंने नोट डाउन कर रखा है, तुम बस इन चीजों को जानो, दैट्स मोर देन एनफ फॉर योर प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट रोल, ठीक है। और एनी अदर डेटा एनालिटिक्स रोल, डेटा साइंस रोल्स मोर देन एनफ। इससे ज्यादा मत जान भाई, तू इतना ही जान ले, बट जितना जानेगा उतना अच्छे से जान ले। तो सबसे पहले विल कवर अप सिलेक्ट प्लस फ्रॉम, कि सिलेक्ट कैसे करना है, फ्रॉम कैसे करना है, दीज आर द सिंटैक्स। ये मैं तुम्हें अभी समझा नहीं सकता, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इट वेल। आई विल गिव यू द पीपीटी प्लीज। मैं I'm just telling you, please understand this. This is the most important thing. SQL एक ऐसा language है, ऐसा programming language है, which you need to have. If you are moving into data analytics, you are moving into PM, you are moving into let's say anything. ये तो मैं आना चाहिए। So select plus from is a major thing to understand. Select plus from का जितना भी सारा questions है, solve it. Go on hacker rank, solve it. Where जितना भी सारा questions है, go on hacker rank, solve it. Easy, medium, hard, solve it. Sit and solve it. बहुत time है तुम्हारे पास, solve it. अभी टाइम है, अभी करोगे बाद में रिग्रेट नहीं करोगे। देन वी हैव काउंट प्लस ग्रुप, ऑर्डर प्लस लिमिट, जॉइन, दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, ठीक है। जॉइंस का बहुत सारे टाइप्स होता है, तो डीबीएमएस पीपल विल बी रिलेटिंग दैट। और जो डीबीएमएस नहीं पढ़े हो, व्हेन यू गेट बैक टू द कॉलेज इन योर नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर यू विल अंडरस्टैंड डीबीएमएस क्या होता है। इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग। एंड आई विल से कि जॉइंस पे फोकस करना ज्यादा से ज्यादा, बिकॉज मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम जॉइंस फ्रॉम कंपनीज लाइक अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस एंड एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। तो ये सब फोकस करो इस पे, गो बैक एंड डू, बैठ के कीबोर्ड पर टाइप करके करो, नॉट जस्ट राइट, डू इट। एंड आई होप मुझे कुछ लिंक्डइन पोस्ट दिखेगा इस पे कि पीपल आर प्रैक्टिसिंग, एंड आई वुड बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू सी दैट। अब हाउ द एआई एक्चुअली हेल्प्स इन यूजिंग एसक्यूएल, लाइव प्रॉम्प्ट्स मैंने तुमको दिखाया। अब you are defining the AI, let's say ChatGPT. I have a table called users with columns. Columns में क्या क्या है, ID एक कॉलम है, नेम एक कॉलम है, सिटी एक कॉलम है, सेशन एक कॉलम है, क्रिएटेड एट कहीं भी। अब मैं लिख रहा हूँ कि राइट एसक्यूएल टू फाइंड द टॉप 10 मोस्ट एक्टिव यूजर्स फ्रॉम मुंबई दिस मंथ। अब मैं क्या बता रहा हूँ, क्वेरी क्या कर रहा हूँ कि 10 सबसे मोस्ट एक्टिव यूजर्स, मेरे जो टेबल है जिसमें कॉलम्स है आईडी, नेम, सिटी, सेशंस, क्रिएटेड एट का, इसमें से मुंबई को मैं स्पेसिफाई कर रहा हूँ, मुंबई उठाओ और एक मंथ उठाओ, लेट्स से जनवरी। तो फिर वो पूरा सर्च करेगा टेबल एंड विल गिव मी द आउटपुट। You don't need to write the SQL command, बट तुम्हें समझ होना चाहिए कि SQL कमांड कैसे चल रहा है. तो वो समझ के लिए ये सब तुम्हें प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. ये सब तुम प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे तो यहाँ तुम कभी नहीं आओगे. सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट करने से दुनिया नहीं चलता. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, वैलिडेट करना आना चाहिए, तब तुम रन करोगे. दैट्स अबाउट SQL, दैट्स अबाउट द फास्टर थिंग. ठीक है. इसमें और भी ज़्यादा चीज़ें हैं बोलने के लिए, बट दिस ऑल मोर देन एनफ टू कवर फॉर अ PM रोल. आगे कभी और टॉपिक पे बात करेंगे. इफ यू टॉक ऑन ब्लॉकचेन, इफ यू टॉक ऑन, आई वाज रिसर्चिंग ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट दैट वाज ऑन, क्या था वो यार, दैट वाज क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग. सो देयर वाज समथिंग डिफरेंट. वी यूज SKIT एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. कभी और बात करेंगे उसमें. Before talking about the 7 ideas, I'll first tell you कि the demo project. I'll tell you the demo prompts that actually we did today. First is PRD generation. Second is user research clustering. Third is full PRD with personas where we're adding test cases and all. Fourth is competitive analysis, which is a complex thing done by a consultant who charges around 10-20 lakhs. I just showed you how to do that as soon as possible. Next, how to write a prompt and a weak prompt, strong prompt, that thing. I also showed you the SQL demo, how AI writes SQL. Now, before closing this and moving on to the end topic, that is a bonus topic from the forms I got. The 7 ideas. Okay. One is the PM is the CEO of the product. I said you why, what, and for whom you are building. That is it. The next thing, how AI has shaped the product management work and how can you use it. Not 10x. 10x is just a number to fill it up here because 100, 1000 is just makes better, but that's more infinity x, the ones you will use it to learn. Great prompts equal to great output. You know that. I showed you the format, role, context, tasks, format. That's it. Next, JTBD. JTBD is a very famous term along the product management community and the project management community, where you build a job, not the feature. You tell what to do, you hire the service, you hire the product to do a job for you. Like, for example, I'm hiring Spotify for myself. Now it's some like, array, Spotify kaise hire kar rahe ho? You're hiring Spotify because you're downloading it from your App Store or your Play Store and you're using it for your boredom, for listening to music. That's JTBD you're doing. Next, we're moving to the RISE frameworks, which replaces the opinion. There is no boss opinion, there is no bossy opinion, or mera chalta hai to mera chalega, nothing like that. Next, your engineering background is a superpower because you know how to read a code, you have business acumen, you have knowledge and structural thinking. That's it. That's what it takes you to be a PM. Next, your portfolio already started. The things and activities I made you do were the basics and the portfolios I told you to do. And the tools I mentioned, like wireframing, agile, things. I'll try to cover them in another upcoming session later, in, if I get some time in next to next or any months ahead. But I'll request you to sit down and do it because these apps are very user friendly and you can do it on your own using ChatGPT or Claude for getting your guides and hands down. And do add that to your portfolio, create a better portfolio so that it can be showable to the recruiters that you actually did something rather than theory parts. Great. Now, what to do? Today, you follow up 3 product managers on LinkedIn, send them the connect request, bookmark them. For the bookmark, you go to Lenny's newsletter, first time drive review. These are the parts where I actually study off and you can get the content. Okay. Understand this. I'll share this to you. Don't need to worry about it. Don't need to take screenshots. I'll share this. Next, this month you need to cover the full product tier down, which I actually mentioned. 1 page tier down. Write score it accordingly. Pick up any product. Do it. Research on the APM programs such as Flipkart, Razorpay, Swiggy, Zomato, then Google. Note it down. What time they are taking input, what time they are taking the aspirants. There is a GOC, Google Operations Center. There you can apply for the internships, apprenticeships. Okay, you can apply for that. There you can get into project management, product management. There are many scopes. There are many openings. Just know how to put in yourself, know how to cluster and frame yourself. This week, go to the Claude and ChatGPT, then rewrite your resume as a PM, not a prime minister, sorry, as a product manager. And resume sessions I will talk with the people of organizing committee so that they help you down with resume. And one app, pick up one app, write 3 bullet tear downs, what you feel like, ये change होना चाहिए, ये बेकार है, ये अच्छा है, अपना view लिखो, post it on LinkedIn, tag them. यूज द लिंक्डइन, नॉट जस्ट कि ऐप है डाउनलोड करके रख लिया है, नौकरी मिलेगा तो मिलेगा, नहीं तो भगवान भरोसे ऐसा. So okay, that is a great thing to actually talk about. We were at a hackathon at something, a national hackathon, where we were proposing ideas and collaborating with all the top brands. There was Apple, there were Microsoft, there were Google, and many more. Flipkart, Gen AI, Pooch AI, the new AIs companies and all. So I got a problem statement. मेरे को अच्छा लगा, and I was having a clear state that the zero number belongs to Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta is from India. So why don't we have something patented for India? क्यों नहीं है ऐसा? Now I come up with a new idea कि if you will see on your laptop screen, like laptop keyboard, तुम्हें दिखेगा the number 4 and above it we have dollar sign. Do you see the rupees sign anywhere in your keyboard? No, right? So that was a innovation you can tell, or stupidity you can tell. I said the Apple कि भैया देखो इंडिया में माल बेच रहे हो तुम, रुपीज साइन नहीं है, डॉलर सिर्फ क्यों रहेगा? We also need our sign because there are softwares where we use rupees and we need to copy paste it from the Google for that sign. So they said that okay, we'll look into it. Now, if you go to the Apple web page and search for MacBook Neo, okay, the new latest laptop, you will get two variant in that keyboard: US variant, India variant. Luckily, Apple took that and took the feedback and implemented it. And also, I got an email from their side thanking me on the innovation or stupidity, whichever you say that. That was a small thing, but now the rupee sign is also available on MacBook Neo. So I hope for future we will also fight better and make India a better place, getting what we actually deserve. So that's a part of it.
So, guys, the next time you see rupee symbol on an Apple keyboard, you know whom you should be thanking to.
So that's a great thing, and also thanks to the Apple developers to taking that into consideration, because there are many softwares that we actually require the rupee side, from very small retail shops to high-end business. So that's what you need to do. This is the whole thing. I'll share it with you guys. But before thanking and ending this, I'll show you one thing that is important for me to show you guys. That is prompt engineering. I was talking about prompt engineering, and I will tell you what are the types of prompt engineering, because ये जानना जरूरी है. ऐसे मैं तुम्हें छोड़ नहीं सकता, because that is something will not be a justice. I have 5 minutes. That's enough for me. Well, now moving to prompt engineering. There are types of prompt engineering. Okay, just listen to me very carefully. Note down the types if you want to note down. First is a zero shot prompting. Second is a few shot prompting. Okay, just listen to me. Leave it. Don't need to type it. I'll show you what is it. Zero shot prompting, few shot prompting, chain of thought prompting, role prompting, constraint prompting, and iterative or follow-up prompting. Now, what are the types of it? Just listen to me, you can understand it well. Okay. जीरो शॉट प्रॉम्प्टिंग मतलब क्या है? सिंपल भाषा में यही है कि तुम प्रॉम्प्ट पे लिख रहे हो, राइट अ यूजर स्टोरी फॉर अ डार्क मोड फीचर, दैट्स इट. इतना सिंपल लिख रहे हो. क्विक स्टॉर्म्स, क्विक ब्रेनस्टॉर्म सेशंस के लिए दैट इज वेरी गुड. अब मैंने क्या बोला? फ्यू शॉर्ट प्रॉम्प्टिंग. फ्यू शॉर्ट प्रॉम्प्टिंग में क्या होता है? यू गिव 2 to 3 एग्जांपल्स, लाइक the output quality already jumps 40% better than the first part. क्यों? Because you are giving examples. Like example क्या है भैया बताओ, मैं ये बता रहा हूँ. Here are 3 good user stories. फिर मैंने example पे डाल दिया रिया, विनीत, श्रेयांश. फिर मैंने लिखा write one for a pre-order feature. तो मैं कुछ बता रहा हूँ extra. That is 2 to 3. तो वो हो गया few short prompting. Next I have chain of thought prompting, कि मैं जो स्टेप वाइज सोच रहा हूँ उसको स्टेप वाइज इंप्लीमेंट करने बोलूँ टू द AI. That is a step-wise thinking. For example, think through this step by step. Should Swiggy build a subscription tier for tier 2, tier 3 cities? तो वो step by step सोचेगा, तो मैं reason करते करते आंसर देगा. That is a part of a chain of thought prompting. Next we have role prompting. Role prompting तुमने देखा, I wrote that act as a senior PM, act as a senior developer. तुम्हें जो भी चाहिए, act like that. You can also review your own CV. Act as a senior HR recruiter and review my CV. That's done. Your job is done. Then constraint prompting. Constraint prompting क्या होता है? When you know, for example, you are developing, let's say खाओगली के जो developers हैं, when they were developing, they were already knowing कि ये हमारा constraint है, ये हमें push कर सकता है, push back कर सकता है. तो वो constraints को if you give to the AI and talk about it, कि ये constraints होते हुए भी how can I develop it? That is constraint prompting. Example क्या होगा? Give me 3 features, 3 feature ideas for Duolingo. Each idea must require no new data, ship that is in less than 4 weeks and target retention होना चाहिए. So that is how you actually talk to AI. That is constant prompting. And last we have iterative or follow up prompting. इसमें क्या होता है? इसमें it's like you don't accept the first output. तो मजा नहीं आया. तो what you will do? You will write. सोचो तुमने लिखा कि write me a PRT. उसने कुछ लिख दिया. फिर तुमने लिखा good. Now challenge assumption has to जो तुमने mention किया. You are challenging the AI itself कि तुमने जो mention किया तू उसी को challenge कर. And what if users don't actually care about speed? फिर तू क्या करेगा? The AI will be bound to think beyond its capability and will answer you back. Now, before ending this, during the meeting of the OC team, I was just showing the syllabus and कि क्या बात करना है, क्या करना है, नहीं करना है. I got a question from Sneha. ठीक है, Sneha Nandi. She's a first year moving to second year student. Okay, I got a great question. I'd like to highlight that because that is a question which many people actually faces today. And the question was, when a chat session gets too long, it seems to start hallucinating. What does this happen? क्यों होता है ये? ठीक है. Along with that, there was sometimes ChatGPT doesn't really give me answers what we want. क्यों होता है ये? I will answer the second part first because I will show you a live example of it. कि why तुम्हें जो answer चाहिए वो नहीं देता है या नहीं मिल पाता है. Because I will say that on live, on record, कि ChatGPT and any other AI model is biased. You know how? See, tell me what CEO has. I just sorry for the typing. What is it written? A CEO is the highest ranking executive in the company. Their primary job is to set the direction. This. Okay. Now, if you write deeper and talk to this, they will tell that he, the CEO, they will mention he. Now, what is he? Why he? Why only males? We have female CEO as well, but you never see a female coming up in a CEO. We are obviously having. We have many campaigns that women after coming from their maternity leaves or that I can tell you that AI is biased. Okay. Now there are many more things I can tell you, but this is the first part I would like to tell you that AI is biased. So kindly review things before actually answering or before actually trusting. Okay. And the next part, why the session gets too long. There are two things to answer because I'll tell you the two things because I have seen one and I have also seen one. Okay. First thing is that कि इधर सर्वर लोड है, ये है, वो है, बहुत है, तो ये तो एक हो गया. चलो या टोकन्स पे ब्रेक करके नेटवर्क को गाली देते हैं हम लोग कि अंबानी ये अंबानी वो, जियो काम नहीं कर रहा. दैट इज अ वेरी बेस लाइन थिंग. असली चीज ये है, इफ यू गो बैक टू अ कंपनी एंड यू टॉक टू एनी कंपनी, यू गेट अ कंटेंट मॉडरेटर रोल. अब कंटेंट मॉडरेटर क्या करता है? ही एक्चुअली सेंड्स एंड रिप्लाइज बैक व्हाट यू आर क्वेरिंग. अब तुम बोलोगे मिलियन सेकंड से मिलियन क्वेरीज आ रहे हैं तो वो बैठ के यस कर रहा है. नो, there is an AI model who is developed on a content moderator. So he replies, or she only there is an entity. You should not use he or she. The entity replies back. Okay. So for that reason, sometimes you may see that time lag raha hai. The cursor is blinking, but the output is not coming up because they need to verify. They need to answer accordingly. तुम यही answer plot पे paste करो, you will get a different answer because the content moderator is different. And so we can tell that AI is never unbiased. It is 110% biased, and I showed you a very basic example of it. That's it for the session from my side.